Hey everyone, Julian here today. I'm going to be showing you how to make Ross from Friends style Future Garage like his most recent releases. As usual, you get the full project files, samples, MIDI, presets from this video. It's available at the top of the description on my website. Definitely go grab that. It's a really great template. I promise you, this will really help you make some awesome music that you wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. Plus, it really helps support me, and it's going to help support you making the best stuff of your life. Link is at the top of the description. Thank you so much, everybody, and let's dive in. Alright, we're at 132 BPM. First thing we got up here is a little side chain. And then we have this main synth lead. So, what's happening here is, this is actually one MIDI that's basically being played across two different synths, where it's like this ARP, right, where it bounces between these high notes and these low notes. And then you can see it, because I have, see on the low one, I just muted the top notes. On the high one, I just muted the bottom notes. But if you look at this, you can see it's actually like some pretty simple stuff. Like, okay, so we're in the key of B minor here, right? You can see the root note we start on is B. Okay, so this top note is just D, the minor third, the ninth, the fourth. Like, if you actually see what's happening here musically, it's pretty simple. It's really just the chord progression in the root. It's pretty strong with that, root note, fifth, sixth, minor third, root note, third, seventh. Right, but it's actually pretty simple, and then it's just spreading that across the two different synths. And you can see I panned the high one to the left and the low one to the right, so you kind of get like a cool effect. So, for the high synth, it's made with two layers. We got this wavetable with a bunch of noise unison. It's just a white sine wave. And then this one with no unison, which is a triangle wave and a saw wave with a bit of a low pass. So you just put those together. See that noise layer? Adds like a nice texture to it. We've got a bit of delay, a bit of chorus, a little bit of short reverb. It's being sidechained, and then a high pass. And then for the low one, so this one is a square wave, just two square waves. Bit of a low pass, and then some unison. Bit of delay, chorus, reverb, sidechain, and then a high pass. You can hear it creates a really nice groove having this be two different synths. So then we have this pad. So this is actually following the chord progression that I just showed you, actually, with that lead, the progression that's following. So you can see it's a B minor chord, F sharp, G major, and then that seventh again, A. What's happening here though is in some of these chords we have the fifth and we have below the root note basically. So you can see like F sharp is actually below B there, but this is a B minor chord. So it's actually like a pretty cool sounding little chord, right? And then what's happening is we have this analog, so it's two saw waves. We've got a low pass filter with a bit of key tracking, amp envelope is set like that. We have a bit of vibrato, some delay, some chorus, a bit of drum bus actually. And then we are actually sidechaining this with a gate to the lead. So if you listen, what's happening? See, you only hear this when that high note plays. Then there's a bit of reverb, and then side chain to the kick and high pass. But this is really what's creating this. And then this is something I noticed when I listened to his tracks. If you have this, see how if you turn off the gate, it's cool. But when you have this like match up with that rhythm and it's playing when the high notes play, see, it creates something very interesting in there. So that's how that's done. And I heard that in some of his tracks. Then we have this pad. So musically, what we're doing here, this is meant to be kind of like not following exactly the chord progression, but it is just like adding to it. So what we're doing is we're droning the fifth here, F sharp, and then we're going minor third, fourth, sixth. We're walking up to that sixth, like above the fifth. And then just walking back down. And again, yeah, it's just something in there to kind of add a bit more musical texture without taking up too much space. This is made with analog. It's 2 saw waves, one's an octave down. We have a formant filter actually with a little LFO and some key tracking, so it's moving around and it's also kind of like sounding a little bit different. We got a bit of redux. You can hear that sounds good with that formant filter. It's being sidechained, and then we have a high pass. Then we have this layer. So again, just using like the fifth and the fourth and the sixth to kind of create some musical texture here. This is like a pad, but it's like just playing a few different notes. So for the sound on this one, it's made with Wavetable. It's this bitten filter with a bit of an LFO on that, as well as, yeah, on oscillator 2, but that's turned off. We've got a bit of unison, some chorus, reverb, high pass, and then a side chain. And then we have this drone. See, it's all these little ambient layers which come together. So this is actually creating a major chord, but what it is it's the minor third and the fifth together. And you can see it creates a lot of tension over top of those other chords that you're hearing. So for the sound on this one, it's made with operator. It's just some sine waves doing a bit of FM. The first oscillator is a few octaves up. So you're kind of getting a cool sound from that. We have a low pass, a bit of reverb, and then we're side chaining it. And that's it for that. And then the last synth we have here is the bass line. So this is meant to really groove off of the kick and also off of that lead. See, the thing is, like with one of these tracks, with one of these leads where it's dun 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 like that, and it has a rhythm, the bass line needs to also groove off of that too. Hear how it's all kind of working together, and then you put that with the kick. So what you're going to do is you have to write that lead, and then I wrote this bass line. It's just following the same chord progression as that, right? It's the same stuff in the bass that I showed you before. But it's meant to groove with that. And also with the kick, as you can hear. Now, for the sound on this one, you really just want like a nice, deep, fat, subby bass that's going to really punch through the mix. So this is a square wave with a bit of a saw wave and a little bit of a sine wave as well. being low pass with a little bit of an envelope. There's no FM happening. Also, these are just playing side by side, and the sine wave is an octave down. We're side chaining this. We've got a bass cut, so cutting out some of that stuff that you wouldn't really hear in the sub. And then we're converting it to mono after, because sometimes this EQ8 can add a bit of stereo issues. And then we have the drums. Okay, so it starts up here with the kick. This says minimal kick. It's really just like a nice, punchy, fat 909 kick. That's what you want, like a 909 kick. That'll sit right on top of the mix like that without like taking over. Then we have the main hi-hat and snare. Right, pretty simple stuff. We have this breakbeat layer where what's happening is it's being sidechained and high passed, and then there's a low pass with an LFO on it, so it's just moving around slowly. And that gives you like some movement in the drums, because this kind of falls to the background of it, and then you just have this like morphing drum layer. And it fits in really well because it's being sidechained. So then we have this group with a bunch of different percussion. It's mainly all these like shaker layers, right? Like you can hear, okay, so there's like, it starts with this. Then I have like these. Right, you can hear these all fit together really well. That's kind of creating that standard sort of like future garage groove where it's like chick, chick, chick. It's just a lot of different shakers coming together to create one thing. We got like this one too. Like some Foley percussion. Then there's just a ride. And this, which is like this tom, or these toms from the 606 that I distorted, and I pitched them as well to be in key. And then on this group, all this is being sidechained, just to that main sidechain, and to the bass line a little bit too to kind of make it fit. I have this little hi-hat. Kind of like that, and then this percussion. You can hear that just adding a little bit more percussion. And then the last thing down here is just some atmospheric noise. We have this one, just some vinyl noise, which is playing steady. This one, which you can see kind of goes up and down in volume and moves around. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets, everything from this video is available at the top of the description on my website. Definitely go grab that. It really helps support me. Plus, it's something you can do right now to make the best music of your life today. I promise it'll really help you out. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow with another video.